The second annual Winter Haven Lunker Lovers Spring Sports Show was held recently at the Orange Dome, and we asked organizer Tom Hinger about the event. How many exhibitors are here today?
We have approximately 35. There's 10 exhibitors outside, and with, as you can see, there's probably $1 million worth of boats sitting around us here, some recreational vehicles. And inside we have everything from the Winter Haven Police Department's Crime Prevention Unit to some beautiful taxidermy work by some local taxidermists.
And where do the exhibitors come from? Just Polk County or beyond that?
Most of our exhibitors are from Polk County. All of the outside exhibitors that you see are Lakeland, Winter Haven area exhibitors, Polk County exhibitors. We do have some national inside exhibitors, and we have some from Tampa. We have one gentleman that drove up from Miami to be in our show.
Give me some background information about how long your club has been in existence.
The club has been in existence approximately 10 years. It present time consists of approximately 40 members, and naturally we are tournament fishermen. We're very conservation orientated, and we're putting this show on to try to do something for Polk County, one of the few parts of the state that really didn't have a good outdoor or boat show. And it's important to these exhibitors. They support us, and we wanted to do something to support them.
Right now we're talking with Ian Bolton, and you're with what company?
Second Effort Performance Products out of Lake Hamilton.
Tell me what's behind us here. Give me some background information about this sleek racing machine.
Well, what we've got here is what's called a Formula One class boat, which would be equivalent to Formula One Grand Prix motor racing. It's about a 140-mile-an-hour boat, and on the water that's really moving.
And who exactly races this boat? I see a name Roger Jenkins up there.
Right. This boat is Roger Jenkins from England, and races primarily on the European circuit, but will also be doing some races in America. The Formula One circuit has really taken off in America now, and we'll be having a 6-race series this year, and a lot of the Europeans coming over.
Obviously only one person can fit in the driving area. I wonder if you have to be a certain size to get in there. It looks like it. I don't know if I'd fit or not.
Well, it might be a tight squeeze. Of course, the smaller the better to an extent. Lighter weight. The boat, the whole theory of these is that they fly, and as far as your weight distribution is very critical, but lighter the better, and smaller the better.
And there's been some comparison as to actually being in an airplane when you're in a racing machine like this?
Yes, actually the design of the boat is like that of an airplane wing. Literally flies over the top of the water, and you've got control buttons on the steering wheel that you're constantly adjusting the attitude of the boat according to the wind and water conditions.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Well, we've got the pleasure of speaking with Jim Wirtz, and I understand you're a winner. Tell me what you won.
Well, back in February 26th, there was a Red Man tournament held out of Kissimmee Chain of Lakes on Big Toho Marina on the north end, and I was fortunate enough to be able to run to Kissimmee and beat out other competitors, and managed to catch 7 bass that weighed 28 pounds 8 ounces, with my largest fish weighing 12.5, which is now holding the tournament record in 28 states east of the Mississippi, which I'm kind of proud of. I hope it holds for a while. And I lost out on $1,100 because I was unfortunate enough I didn't put my $5 in the big bass pot.
But you put enough in to win how much?
$3,600.
Can't complain too much about that.
No, it's for a $50 entry fee. It's a very good tournament trail. And
I understand this is not your first win in this particular event. Tell us about your first one.
No, the first one was a year ago in February out of the same marina. I won that tournament at that time with 15 pounds for $2,600. And one thing, I run a venture boat, and I'd like to promote them because they're a fast boat, and they enabled me to travel long distances and beat out quite a few other competitors to areas to fish. So, but it's been a very good season for me, and I hope it continues.
Well, we hope so too. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Right now you're looking at the Fathom poster girl, Miss Connie Adams from Winter Park, Florida. This is her poster. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the real Connie Adams. And how long have you been poster girl for Fathom?
For about 8 months now.
Has it been a fun job?
Oh, it's been great. We've traveled all over the place. I've met so many interesting people.
Give me a little background about Fathom, if you will.
Fathom is a wetsuit company that makes wetsuits out of Durasoft. It's the best wetsuit material. It has the Lycra on the outside and the plush on the inside. It's airtight and it really is comfortable. If I can change in and out of it several times a day, anybody can wear it for one dive.
And you said you've been traveling quite a bit. Where all have you traveled to?
We've been to New Orleans and Texas, Alabama, all over the state of Florida. We've even been to the Turks and Caicos Islands.
Where is Fathom based? Where is the headquarters for Fathom?
In Orlando, Florida.
Connie Adams was at the sports show in conjunction with not only Fathom, but the Deep Sea Divers Service booth inside the Orange Dome. And as she returned to that exhibit, we went inside the dome ourselves and saw something else exciting. Tell me a little bit of background information about what you're holding in your left hand.
Okay, this is Pearl. She's a red-tailed hawk, and she's about a year old. And so far, I've had her for about 6 months, and I've been training her.
Okay, what exactly did she do for us here that we saw?
What she did right there, she's been trained to come to the glove when she sees the piece of meat. And that's just part of her training procedure. So if we're out in the wild and something happens where I need to get her to my glove immediately, I just show her the piece of meat, and she'll come right to me.
What does she eat besides meat?
Meat. Right now she stays on a diet of chicken necks, venison, baby rats, just things she would eat out in the wild, just her meat. And she's got to have bones and feathers at least once a week.
And what type of bird is this?
A red-tailed hawk.
And you found Pearl where?
No, we didn't find her. We had to go out and trap her out of the wild. And this is a...
Whoa! This is part of the excitement of television, folks.
Now, this isn't for everybody. To have a bird like this, you have to go down to Freshwater and Game Commission and pass a test, and they come out and inspect you if you just happen to pass the test. Then after that, if all goes well, you can go out and trap yourself a bird.
In addition to being a mother of Pearl, Lori does taxidermy and showed us some of her work.
Right here is what we call a swamp monkey, and it was killed out in the green swamp, is what a lot of people's led to believe one way or the other. But actually what it really is the butt end of a deer.
So this is what all you deer hunters can do if you really get imaginative and creative, as Lori has here. How long does it take you to do something like this?
Something like this, it takes a couple hours, about 2 hours to put one of these together.
May I get some idea of the price we're talking about to do this?
$60 to do a head like this.
Okay. Show me something else you've got here. Run and get that rabbit with the antlers, if you will.
Now this right here is what we call a buck rabbit.
Costs more than $1 though, doesn't it?
Definitely. This one right here will run you about $75 to get done, if you just happen to want a buck rabbit.
What part of the area do you have to go to find something like this?
Deep woods.
Right now we're at the Basin Gal booth, and we've got 4 gals with us, and we're going to go around here and talk to each one individually. May I have your name, please?
Fran Miller.
And your title with the club is what?
Tournament Director.
And give me some idea of some tournaments that have been happening hereabouts.
Well, each month at the first Saturday of the month we have a tournament for our club, and once a year we have an invitational. Invite all the ladies in the state, and that's in February.
Okay, now I'm going to reach in front of you and ask this gal's name.
My name is Linda Taylor.
And you are what with the club?
I'm an assistant tournament director.
And I understand you've made a few points this year, have you? Tell me about that.
Right, I've been fortunate to catch the most pounds this year, and I'm currently point leader.
Okay, great. Now we're going to go over on this side, and may I have your name?
Edna Pearson.
And give me some background information about what you do with the club, if you will.
Well, I'm current vice president of the club.
And any special projects going on? I see some goodies around here. What are you trying to do here at this event today?
Well, we're just trying to raise money for our club. We have baked goods. We've made reel covers and towels and various things. We sell coffee just to make some money for our club.
I understand you won something recently. What was that?
Oh, the boat?
Yeah.
At a big tournament we had, we sent the top 4 point winners of our club to the tournament, and they won a Ranger bass boat with motor, trailer, everything, complete.
How much was that worth?
I believe they said $10,000.
That's a big win for you, isn't it?
It sure was.
Okay, let me go to your right. Let me have your name.
Hi, Jean Vendetti.
And I understand that you can give me a little background information about what's going on here.
Well, I'm just an active member in the club and trying to do my fair share and bake my cookies. And what else can I say?
After talking with the Basin Gal Club, we decided to learn how to fillet a fish.
Just start right out here at the rear of the fish, right above the dorsal fin, come right down, just above the backbone, lift right up in here, come right on through, then come right back of this fin, come down with your knife, and there's one side of the fish filleted. You don't have to scale them or anything to do this, but what we're going to do next is take the scales and the skin off. So we lay it down like this, come right underneath there with our knife, go right down underneath there, pull against the skin while twisting your knife, and it comes right out just like this, with no meat, scales and skin only. Okay, now what we're going to do is cut the bones out of the rib cage here, because we don't want to eat those. So here we go, just above the rib cage, come right around, just like this. Now there's still meat on this part right here if somebody likes to eat bony fish. I don't. I like to eat these nice fillets that don't have any bones in them. Then you just reach down in some water. Take that and you got a nice fillet there, ready for the fry.
The Frisky live bait container booth, and we're talking to the inventor of this thing, Mr. Jim Collins. Tell me how you came to invent such an item.
We created this thing to keep people's minnows alive. And it's for shrimp, pinfish, big bass minnows. They have so much trouble keeping their bait alive. And a lot of guys don't only use artificial bait, but they use a lot of live bait, especially for your bigger bass. I had one guy to come up today, and he bought one of these buckets off of me last week. Now, this is no story. Anyway, he said, well, I'm telling you, I wouldn't take nothing for that thing. He said, I went out there last week with live minnows, and he says, I caught the biggest bass I ever caught in my life, 12-pounder.
There was an airbrush artist from TShirt Junction at the sports show, and he was kind enough to welcome us to the event. Your name is?
Harvey Rubinson.
And I understand you hold a special title here in this county. What is it?
Well, a lot of people call me the T-shirt king.
Well, I want to thank you for welcoming Centel officially, and what did your artist do for us there on the welcoming in board, if you will?
He airbrushed a little sign welcoming you here to our to the Bass Show.
We appreciate it. And your business is located where?
Out on Highway 92, halfway between Lakeland and Almerdale.
Thank you so much. Well, that's our show for this evening. We certainly hope you enjoyed our visit here at the Florida Citrus Showcase for the second annual Lunker Lovers Spring Sports Show. It's been fun for us. We hope it's been the same for you. Be sure and tune in again next Tuesday at this same time on local cable Channel 8 for more programming in and around the Winter Haven area. In the meantime, I'm your host for Centel Spotlight, Dan Hogan, wishing you and yours a very pleasant week.